This afternoon on the update, President inspects water projects. Vice President Bawumia hosts India military delegation. Ministry of Tourism condemns VGMA brawl. President Nana Addo to Asamoah Gyan rescind Black Stars retirement decision. Iran refuses Trump's offer of talks unless US shows respect. And notorious BIG to be honored. And top of the afternoon to you, we've got stories making news in Ghana and around the world. This is the update. My name is Godwin Nambo. In our first story, President Akufo-Addo on Tuesday inspected work on two major ongoing projects aimed at addressing the perennial flooding in the Accra metropolis. The two projects are the Accra Sanitary Sewer and Stormwater Drainage Alleviation Project at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle and the drainage construction at Kaneshi First Light intersection being undertaken by the Ministry of Water and Resources and Sanitation and Works and Housing. Tuesday's inspection was to apprise the president of the measures being taken to reduce flooding in the capital city, especially through the storm drainage project, to protect lives and property anytime there was a downpour. Dredge Masters Limited, the engineers working on the Accra Sanitary Sewer and Stormwater Drainage Alleviation Project at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, told the president that the work they had undertaken so far will drastically reduce flooding at the circle area and its environs and contain this year's rainfall. Captain Khan, a water engineer with Dredge Masters, said the company had extensively dredged and desilted the Odo River, creating a passage for the flood runoff waters to the Korle Lagoon, and in the next 18 days there will be enough passage into the sea to control any kind of situation. The president then took Dredge Masters on their word and said he would return to the project site in 18 days to ascertain the progress of work. Another engineer on the project, Wise Ametepe, told President Akufo-Addo that dredging the channel had become difficult as a result of the continuous dumping of solid waste into the river by the inhabitants around the project area. However, the challenges notwithstanding, it will take about 6 months to completely clean the Odo, but the Korle Lagoon will take longer time to desilt. He called on the inhabitants of the area to desist from throwing plastic waste into the Odo River after the dredging work is executed, as that was the only way to safeguard the water body. Moving away from the president, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has hosted a delegation of the Indian National Defense College course 59. The delegation was led by Air Vice Marshal Bakul Vaikunthrai Upade to the Jubilee House, the seat of government in Accra. DGN Online understands that the delegation is in Ghana on a study tour. Members of the delegation are hoping to acquaint themselves with a better understanding of the security challenges, socio-economic development, political outlook, and military capabilities of Ghana. Commenting on the delegation's visit to the Jubilee House, Dr. Bawumia said, "We had fruitful deliberations about Ghana and India cooperation and shared thoughts on how Ghana can remain a peaceful country to anchor the many gains made in the economic development front in the last few years." From the president and from the vice president, the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture has condemned the squabble that occurred during the 20th edition of the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards VGMA in Accra early hours of Sunday. Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Barbara Oting-Jesse, who was present at the event and witnessed the chaos, said it would engage Charterhouse, the Musicians Union of Ghana, and industry players to find appropriate solutions to the matter within the shortest possible time. A statement issued in Accra said it would also engage with stakeholders to streamline the processes to ensure the safety and security of the public during such events. It said the ministry had noted that the VGMA had, over its 20 years of existence, become a flagship event in the music industry and should not be dented by such incidents, especially at a time when the government was committed to further developing the industry to take its rightful place in the transformation agenda. These statements urged the creative arts fraternity and the media to remain calm and be circumspect in their commentary on the issue to prevent further escalation. The ministry congratulated the nominees and award winners for an otherwise apt celebration. Now, a night of celebration for both industry players and fans in the showbiz sector turned out to be a night of shame and regret, as the 20th edition of the VGMA was marred by misunderstanding between Stonebwoy and Shatta Wale. Before international news, we have sports. President Akufo-Addo has encouraged Asamoah Gyan to reconsider his decision to retire from the senior national football team, the Black Stars. According to a source at the presidency, President Akufo-Addo, in a telephone conversation with Asamoah Gyan on Tuesday, urged the striker to rescind the decision to retire and make himself available for selection by coach Kwesi Appiah. On Monday, May 20th, Asamoah Gyan announced the decision to recuse himself from the upcoming 2019 African Cup of Nations (AFCON) tournament and also retire from the national team over fears he may lose the captaincy. In an official release, the 33-year-old forward, right before the announcement of Ghana's provisional squad by head coach Kwesi Appiah, said that he will not be a member of Ghana's team for the 2019 AFCON, which takes place in Egypt between June 21 and July 19. It was reported among the Black Stars camp that coach Kwesi Appiah intends to make teammate Andre Dede Ayew the new captain to lead the team to Egypt, while Gyan becomes the general captain. An interested President Akufo-Addo requested a meeting with the coach, after which it is reported that he quite understood coach Appiah and thus called on Asamoah Gyan to rescind his decision. In international news, Mohammed Javad Zarif, Iran's foreign minister, says his country will not sit at the table with President Donald Trump unless the U.S. shows Tehran respect by honoring its commitment under the disputed nuclear deal. The United States is playing a very dangerous game by boosting its military presence in the region, Zarif said in an exclusive interview with CNN. He accused Washington of walking out first on the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or JCPOA, the 2015 deal designed to limit Iran's nuclear capabilities in return for the lifting of sanctions. Also, Zarif has criticized the U.S. for sending the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group and a bomber task force to the Gulf. Quoting him, he said, "Having all these military assets in a small area is in of itself prone to accidents. Extreme prudence is required, and the United States is playing a very dangerous game." Earlier this month, Donald Trump said, "Iran should be calling me up." But on Sunday, the president hardened his rhetoric, tweeting, "If Iran wants to fight, that will be the official end of Iran. Never threaten the United States again." But Zarif has said Iran will not bow to the threat. Iran never negotiates with coercion. You cannot threaten any Iranian and expect them to engage. The way to do it is through respect, not through threats.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall.
As usual, entertainment is always last, and a block in Brooklyn, where the notorious B.I.G. spent his formative years, is being named in his honor. Rolling Stone reports the stretch of St. James Place between Gates Avenue and Filton Street will now be called Christopher Wallace Way. Honoring Biggie symbolizes more than just one man. It symbolizes a culture, it symbolizes a borough, it symbolizes a people, and hip-hop is worldwide, initiative leader Leroy McCarthy said. The initiative got off the ground several years ago, but was initially shut down. According to Billboard, the dedication ceremony is scheduled for June 10. Several members of Biggie's family are expected to attend the public ceremony, including his mother, Voletta Wallace. Now, May 21 yesterday would have been the late rapper's 47th birthday. May he continue to rest in peace.
All my people's got to stay on a positive vibe, you know. Negativity just brings failure, you know. And we ain't trying to fail in this game, we're trying to succeed.
And on that note, we'd like to remind you that we have more stories on our website for you at thedailyguidenetwork.com, or you can get interactive with us on social media via Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at The Daily Guide Network, or personally with me at Godwin Nambo on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The update is brought to you by Diamond Cement and powered by Press Express. For all your delivery needs, call Press Express now. Many thanks for watching. We'll be back tonight with more stories. Enjoy the rest of our programs.